We spend so much time getting our students to read exactly what is on the page. I mean, how much are we drilling those bass clef notes, right? But the truth is that real-world musicians often need to be able to read chord symbols, improvise, and make their own musical decisions on the spot. So if we're only teaching out of traditional methods, then we're missing out on this wide world used in jazz, pop, and many other styles. Hey, if we haven't met yet, I'm Phoenix, and I'm the Tattooed Piano Teacher. And if you are a classically trained musician like me, stepping outside of the box to learn how to read chord charts and lead sheets is one thing, but having to teach it to other students is a whole nother thing, and that's what we're going to talk about here today. In this video, I'll share what exactly I mean by lead sheets, when a student is ready to start trying them out, how to introduce beginner lead sheets and build on those skills throughout their years of taking piano lessons, and what resources you can use to teach your students lead sheets alongside their existing curriculum. So what exactly is a lead sheet? Lead is another name for melody. So the treble clef melody is given, and the left hand chords are indicated by symbols and can be played in the style of the song based on the player's skill level and preferences. The difference between a lead sheet and a chord charts only give you the lyrics with the chord symbols over top, and the melody has to be figured out by the player. This is much harder to do, and that is why we start with lead sheets. When most people think of lead sheets, they picture like the fake book or the real book in the jazz standards world. These are one of the most common real world examples of lead sheet. And I think this is the reason that most teachers either wait to teach lead sheets to their students or they don't teach them at all, because jazz lead sheets are hard and the chords are not straightforward. These chords have extensions that take a long time to learn what they all are, how to voice them, how to do them in the right style. So jazz lead sheets are vital for any intermediate student who wants to go into the jazz world, but they're not the starting place. Why are lead sheets something that everyone should be working on? Even if they're not interested in doing jazz at all, do they all need to learn lead sheets? I would recommend that all students at least dabble in lead sheets. The reason is it opens up a whole world of modern style of playing if they ever want to play in a group, if they want to do pop music, if they want to play with the worship team at church, if they want to do accompanying of singers or other instruments, or eventually if they want to, jam with a band or use chord charts, which is generally the way that pop, rock, and metal is shared online, then they need to learn lead sheets first so that they can later do chord charts. So it's not just jazz, it's everything. And let's not forget that getting a classical degree in piano means knowing something about figured bass. And figured bass is chord symbols. So there's really no escaping chords. They're in everything. And learning to understand how lead sheets work means learning to understand chords. It also helps with improvisation skills, learning different styles, and opens the door to composing as well. So when are students ready to start doing lead sheets? Students are ready to start doing lead sheets as soon as they are able to put the hands together. Chord symbols do not have to be full fleshed out chords, and they do not need to be difficult chords like we see in a fake book. Chords can be represented with just an open fifth in the left hand, or even a single note in the left hand. My advice is to open the door to lead sheet reading early and reintroduce it often. That way, when they do express interest in jazz or another style, say they're sophomore or junior year of high school, they're not starting from scratch with this new reading skill. Here's a little checklist of skills to let you know when a student is ready to try their first lead sheet project, at least in my opinion. Number 1, they have the ability to read simple melodies in the treble clef. Number 2, they have very basic rhythm skills. Number 3, they have basic coordination of the hands together. Number 4, they have some familiarity with 5-finger positions or scales, and this is so that the left hand can move around from position to position. So once they have all of these things down, usually late level 1 to early level 2, if we're talking like piano adventures levels, levels, they are ready to try out a lead sheet project. Now, what should their first lead sheet project be? Well, you've got a few options. Your first option is simply to wait for them to come up in the method books if the method books you're using include lead sheets, and not all of them do. So let's talk for a moment about method books that include lead sheets in the main lesson book. Piano Adventures. Starting in the level 2A, the blue lesson book, each level lesson book includes one lead sheet song in Piano Adventures. Wonder Keys. While the regular Wonder Keys primary and elementary books do not have lead sheets, the Pop Staff books are almost entirely made out of lead sheets, kind of. It's a Pop Staff. It's basically a lead sheet. And the intermediate books also include lead sheets within all three levels. And then there is the Chose Publishing Piano for Life. Now, this is a new series that I have not explored myself yet, but as you know, I will be checking it out. And once I have, of course, I will do a review video for you, but if you want to check it out ahead of time, one of the cool things that's included in the Piano for Life books is that they do give some lead sheets. Like I said, I haven't seen what they look like, but I know they're in there. And the Chord First all-in-one method book for teens and adults includes tons of lead sheets. In fact, it's lead sheet based. And I know what you're thinking, hey, I've never heard of that book. That's because I just wrote it. This is my newest book, and the book 1 is available. I will link it down below. Book 2 and maybe 3 I would love to do are in the works. So this book was created by me as like a lead sheet based entry into the piano at an accelerated rate for older beginners. However, it also introduces traditional reading of the bass clef as well. Lots of theory, lots of technique, familiar repertoire, a little classical in there, some jazz, some modern styles. I'm really excited to share it with you. In fact, I made a whole video just about my new book, so if you want to check that out, I will link that down below. Now, besides those 4 method books, I could not find any other method books out there that include lead sheets right in the lesson book. If you know of one, then please add it down in the comments. But that's it. So if you are not using one of those 4 method books, then what you're going to need to do is to introduce lead sheets on the side, which is totally possible, and that's where we're going next. Option number 1 would be to use a supplemental book or sheet that's a lead sheet. The Piano Pronto author has a few lead sheets for sale. What's cool about these is that they show you the chart of how you're going to play the chords, and then they give you the song. Another option would be the later Faber supplemental books. This would be the big time level. I don't believe they do this in the fun time level. In the big time level, many of the books do have the chord symbols over top. So presumably, if your student isn't too confused by the busyness of the page, because they do have the bass clef written out as well, but they could ignore that and use the chord symbols in the big time level. However, I would suggest that you introduce it before you get to the big time level, because yeah, that's too late. The other option would be a modern piano, vocal, guitar type notation, either a book or a sheet music single. So these are the ones that you'll find either in a music store that has pop music, or a lot of times online when you're downloading a digital download of a familiar song. The nice thing about this is that you can pick whatever style of music or whatever song or whatever artist your student already knows and loves. The disadvantage is that these are not arranged from a pedagogical standpoint, so they are often very difficult to play or badly arranged, or the chords are wacky. You have to look over it before you hand it to your student. But if your student really loves a certain song from a movie or a video game or a style of music, presumably you could find a simplified song sheet online to purchase and download that had the chord symbols over top. There's your lead sheet project. The nice thing about PVG, piano, vocal, guitar, is that it does have a separate vocal line, which can serve as the treble clef melody line without any harmony added to it. So it makes it simpler for a beginner to the lead sheet world to put together a simple right hand melody, well, hopefully simple depending on the song, with the left left-hand chords. Now, if you want to start your students earlier than some of these like intermediate level supplemental suggestions, I do have a few lead sheets that I created. I will link those down below. So this would be like single song projects that hopefully your students know, along with a chart on how to play the chords at different levels. So check those out if you want to use those alongside a method book to introduce lead sheets to your students, or check out my new book, Chord First. Now, if you are a creative piano teacher and you don't really need like a pre-existing resource to do things, you want to go off book, then you could create your own lead sheet project. Pick a song or melody that the student knows and likes, write it out in the treble clef. You can even have them help you transcribe it if they're at that level. Then figure out what the chords are. And the great part about this is that then you have total control over what key it's in and what chords you're using based on what they know. And you could write it out for them and work on it together. This kind of prepares them for future them doing their own lead sheet arrangement. You can do maybe one lead sheet project per month if you want to do an intense level up, or you could do a lead sheet project in the summer and then maybe one in the winter, something like that. Just something to get them reading in this format so that once they get to that intermediate level, they've done this before. So we talked about when to get students their first lead sheet project. We talked about what that project can be and some resources out there, or you can create your own. Now let's talk about what to actually do with the student for their first lead sheet project. The first thing that they're going to do is simply to learn how to play the right hand part. This is the part that is notated in traditional treble staff notation. And so they need to figure that out, make sure the fingerings are correct, make sure you're landing on the right notes. That's step one. Once they are solid on playing the melody by itself with their right hand, then you're going to help them think about the left hand chord, the way you want them to play it, and associate it with the symbol. So when you see the capital C, I want you to play this C and G right here. And you practice with them looking at the symbol and interpreting it with the left hand. Just that. Because that in and of itself is like a different thought process that you may be taking for granted if you've done this before. The next one says A-M. What does A-m mean? That means A minor. Okay, great. Now I want you to move down 2 notes and we'll go to the A and the E. So now let's try from the C to the A minor. Back again, from the C to the A minor, and so on. So work with them together so that they don't get home and go, I don't know what to do with these letters. Do it with them, with their left hand alone, until they're comfortable with that. You'll know that they're done with this step in the process when they're able to look at the chord symbols and move their left hand fluently from chord to chord. Next, they put it together. So here's where they gotta slow themselves down, coordinate everything. You might have to draw some vertical lines so they know exactly where to change chords with the certain right hand melody notes, and that's how they do their first lead sheet project. It doesn't have to be crazy. It doesn't have to have inversions in it yet. It doesn't even have to have full triads. Just moving around with the left hand, interpreting these symbols and playing it with a right hand melody. Now next, you're going to build on those skills. So every time you give your student a new lead sheet project, it should build on something. Now, if you want to try out my book, The Chord First, it does this for you. It builds on skills from unit to unit. So next, maybe you could try adding the middle note of the triads. Or maybe you want to introduce slash chords or inversions. Maybe from the C, they want to go to a G/B, talk about what that means and what that is, and then move down to the A minor. You can even work with the same song and level up these skills. And then eventually, as they get older, you want to try different patterns with them, arpeggiate the notes. Even with the fifth, you can go bottom note, top note, right? Try repeating at the end of each measure for some rhythm. And then when their hands grow a little bit, then stretching it out, maybe doing an octave with a fifth, or maybe a fifth and then a sixth, so you get the 10th. All these different things you can add on just one thing at a time. Each lead sheet project project introducing something new. Eventually they're going to be ready for seventh chords, dominant seventh first, and then you could try different inversions of seventh chords, minor sevenths, major sevenths, and then eventually diminished sevenths. And then eventually you could talk about flat five and how that's a diminished chord in the classical world, but flat five in the jazz world. And yes, you will get there with everything, but you can start simple, save the complicated jazz extended chords for their intermediate or high school days or whenever they're ready for that. So let me know in the comments if that makes sense on how to start teaching lead sheets and how to build on it. It's going to look a little different for every student because they're going to want to play different songs. They're going to know different songs. They're going to be at different places with their skill level for coordinating the two hands. They're going to have different chord knowledge, and they're going to be ready for bigger and harder things at their own pace. So just kind of feel it out with each student and sneak it in 2 or 3 times a year so that they are building on those skills. That way, when they get older and they start to really gravitate towards a certain type of music, then you can just go full force with lead sheets and improv and composition and chord charts and everything because they've already built that foundation. So if you've never really included lead sheet projects in your students' curriculum, let me know how you're going to start this. Do you have a student in mind? Do you have a song in mind? Are you going to try one of the method books that includes them, supplemental books? Are you going to try to create your own? I would love to hear how you're going to take this and make it your own with your own students. The beauty of this is that it can really be unique and exciting for each student to work on specific songs, artists, or at least styles that they really get into. And in my last video, I talked about student-led lessons, how as teachers, we can really pivot and select literature and change our teaching style based on each individual student. If you want to check that out, I will link that here at the end. Make sure you like this video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and consider becoming a member for extra members-only videos at tier 2 and 3. Thank you so much for watching to the end, and I will see you on the student-led lesson video or another piano teacher tip video very soon. Bye!